We're fortunate to have Morné Steyn here today with us, and what a privilege it is, what a legend, what a career. Introducing the man, Morné Steyn.
Thank you very much.
Morné, we believe that you are retiring this year from rugby after a very successful career. What's your plans after rugby?
Yeah, the big plan is, it's not the best thing to finish up, but yeah, it's about time. So yeah, I love to stay in rugby. We are busy. We already set up a MS10 company, so I want to stay in the rugby thing, help the people out there, help the kids out there. I think the whole thing is just to go to schools and help the kids and involve just the kicking in South Africa.
Oh, fantastic! Because I think they can learn a lot from you with all your experience and your career that you have done before. Tell us what is the best moment of your rugby career that you can remember?
I think for any South African rugby boy or whatever, it's just to play for a provincial team, to play for the Blue Bulls, and then to play for the Springboks. I think that's one of the biggest things of my career, just to pull that jersey over your head, play for the Springboks, represent your country, and just every time you get on the field, you got the talents, and just for me to use it every day and just to enjoy my rugby, enjoy my life.
Oh, well, you've worn that jersey quite well in the number 10. Simply the best ever. What is the best flyer that you have ever played against?
Yeah, you always want to measure yourself against the best, and a guy like Dan Carter is always great to play against him and to measure yourself against him. I never had the opportunity to play against Johnny Wilkinson. We played the same time. We played a couple of games, but he was all injured or was in the group or something like that. So yeah, that's one of the things I would love to just play against him as well. But yeah, I will say Johnny Wilkinson and Dan Carter is probably some of the best.
Oh, those are quite big names as well, but for us, your name is definitely at the top. What would you say the team that you have played? Obviously, people talk about the strength of the New Zealand and the French and Samoans. What would you say is the toughest physical rugby team that you have ever played against?
Yeah, I think the whole history of South Africa and New Zealand, it's always a big clash between the two big countries, and all the teams, just for the Bulls play against the Crusaders as well. But I will say, play against New Zealand, especially in New Zealand, is always more difficult than in South Africa. So yeah, I think that's one of the toughest ones.
Wow. So Morné, what is the best captain that you can basically say that you've been played under?
Yeah, there've been a couple. I started my career with Anton Leonard. I was still a youngster, and I think for me he was one of the best captains at that stage. He kept the team calm, and especially me, I was 19, 20 years old. So I started playing with him, but then guys like Victor Matfield, John Smith at the Springboks helped me a lot as well. So yeah, there's a couple, but helping me through my Springbok career, I think John Smith played a big role as well, and guys like Fourie was captain as well. Fourie, Victor at the Blue Bulls, they helped me my career, and I think just credit to them.
Well done. So Morné, also another question is, coaching-wise, it's always a big thing because there's so much controversy going on and critique from the public with the coaches and stuff. But obviously they have a big impact on the players and set sort of like the tone of where the team is going. What would you mention out in your career that kind of stood out for you as a great coach that had a big influence?
Yeah, I think the same thing that I said about the captains. Heineke Meyer gave me a chance when I was 18 years old. I came from Bloemfontein just out of school, and I played Vodacom Cup under him, and he gave me the opportunity. And he actually told me, if I'm not working on if my kicking game is not getting better, I won't play on a higher level. So me and Floxel here started working on a kicking game, and yeah, I think that's where it all started. He gave me the opportunity, and then I moved to the Springboks. And I started with Peter de Villiers. He was my under-21 coach as well. We've won the World Cup there, and we've won a Tri Nations with him as well. Maybe not the best coach, but just his, managing the team and just keep everyone happy and make it a good environment was also great. But I think the whole thing started with Heineke Meyer, I would say.
Oh, well done. Well done. That's I know a lot of people that he's got great influences, and he's quite a leader in the team. So with rugby going forward, what would you specify or notice in number 10 coming through to sort of take that position, or that legend that you left for South Africa?
Yeah, I think South Africa, and especially starting at the Blue Bulls and play for the Springboks, you know, the whole thing is about kicking. So your kicking game must be on point, especially balls. You know, accuracy must at least be above 80%, and then, you know, the Bulls where I played and the Springboks play a bit of a kicking game. So yeah, but then you must also have a bit of flair as well. I think Andre Pollard showed, you know, he's got a bit of flair as well, and a bit of attacking rugby as well. But yeah, for me, you know, just to get the team in the right areas is the most important thing.
Oh, no, fantastic. Well, you certainly have put a lot of effort in your kicking, but also your tactical play, which is quite phenomenal. Just for interest's sake, how many kicks would you take or practice a day?
I'm getting older now, so it's not as much as it was when I started. But yeah, in the beginning, I would stay hour and a half in the field, and then it's just balls and touch kicks and stuff like that. But I'm getting older now, so now it's just to keep the pencil sharp. So if it's now half an hour, I always say when I'm happy, I will leave the field. So if I'm not happy, I'll go on for an hour and a half. So yeah, if it's good on the day, it's finish up quickly. Otherwise, I will stay a bit longer.
Yeah. So Morné, also because you know, being a kicker in the team you've got such an important role to play, because you have to participate in all the practice, the different how can I mention, the plays that you practice, and then afterwards you have to go and still practice that extra to gain and to get your team punted. I mean, the kicks that you've put over 1 games for Northern Transvaal, the Bulls, Stade Frans, the box, especially against the British and Irish Lions, that was quite somebody will never forget that if they mention that to us. So we just want to congratulate you and thank you for the impact that you've made in South African rugby. It's such a privilege to have such a phenomenal player and to be part of this day. We thank you so much. And all the best for afterwards, and we'll see you again.
Hopefully it's going as well on the rugby field as on the golf course today, so we'll see. So,
Cheers.